Let's talk some football here. We are being joined by former Eagle, former Falcon, Reggie Truck Brown. Thanks so much for the time.
Thanks for having me. I look forward to what's going to happen today, man. I'm excited. I tell you that much.
All right, let's start with the big question. Why
Yes, sir.
truck?
Well, when I grew up in Newark, New Jersey. Okay, and we played.
Jersey City.
Hey man, hey, in the house, man. So I played on the street team. Because I didn't play Part One. We didn't have that kind of money, man. The family was too big. Okay, so I played on the street. It was Bergen Street, and we had Bergen Street Blue Bombers. We played against the Pet Shop Undertakers, the Hillside Fingerprints. They had fingerprints on the side of the helmet. They, I tell you what. And when I was doing at that time, I run straight ahead. I ain't know about going this way, going that way. I run straight ahead. The guy said, "Hey, he's like a running truck." And you know what? I went to the pin relays, and I had a nickname Truck on the back of my shirt, and it's stuck since then. So I run straight ahead. That's what I did. So I know how to go forward.
It's
Okay.
amazing how those things stick. Your professional career, obviously, you played some in the USFL, you played some for the Falcons. As an Eagles fan, I got to ask, you were with that team that had Buddy Ryan and
Yes.
Reggie White and Randall
Yes.
Cunningham.
Yes.
Tell us about what it was like to be on the team with those guys and play here in Philadelphia a little bit.
I tell you what, man. Some of those guys are legends by themselves, just by the name alone. And Reggie White was just Reggie White. He was Reggie, man. And I'm saying by my name, right, Reggie. But Reggie's just awesome. He's an awesome dude, man. And I always, I was a little older than he was, but I looked up to him, man, because he was just I can't tell you the word I want to use, but he was a statue. Okay. And I played against him in the USFL when I played LA Express. I played with the LA Express. We played against him when he was in Memphis. But Reggie was he was just a dude, man. And Jerome Brown, Brandon Cunningham, all those guys, man, were just Mike Quick. I'm like, these some awesome dudes, man. And I'm thinking back now about what I look at it now. I'm like, man, how great was that, man? And I played with some good people, man. And playing in Philly right now, I'm an Eagle fan. I don't care how you look at it. I mean, I was a Falcon. Matter of fact, I was a Duck. When I was in college, I was a Duck. I got drafted by the Falcons. I retired from the Eagles. That's pretty foul, right?
Do you have feathers?
Yeah, man. So those are good times, man. I look forward to bringing up those things sometimes.
All right. Let's talk about that time in Philadelphia for a minute. The way that the perspective from the outside was always Buddy Ryan only cared about the defense, and it was like, hey, Randall, just go do your thing. As a guy who played on that other side of the ball, is there any truth to that, or was there a plan and a scheme and a whole system on the offense, and it wasn't, hey, Randall, just go be Randall?
No, I'm gonna tell you like this: if Buddy liked you, offense or defense, you was on the team. Okay, he was a guy that if he liked you, you was good. But if I'm gonna tell you one guy he wasn't too crazy about. I say this all the time: Chris Carter. He didn't like Chris Carter, man. He called him like Chrissy Poo, all that kind of stuff, man. But offense or defense, man. If you was on his team and you did what he asked you to do, he go to bat for you all the time. He go to bat for you, man. And that was one guy. I tell you what, that I would love to play for him at any time, man, because he was that guy. He was a coach, man, that you can go to about anything. He was stern, but he was there he was there for you, man. I tell you that. And I miss that guy.
Yeah. We hear players talk now about the fans and playing in stadiums. You played in a stadium that was notorious, the Vet. I remember the patches for the bases and that turf. Talk to us about playing at the Vet and before these fans.
So I tell you what. See, I told you I grew up in Newark, right? So we played in the sandlots, and the sandlot they had the swing set in the sandlot, and we had to run around that or maybe hit it every once in a while. And we had bottles in there and cans, all kind of stuff. But playing in the Vet was probably playing in the way I was playing at was probably safer than the Vet. Okay? Because I'm gonna tell you, man, you on the Vet, you were running there, man, and it was like falling on concrete. I mean, the turf wasn't, it was just, it looked like somebody spray painted it, man. I mean, it was coming up all over the place, man. And that itself, it was horrible, man. I'm so glad they they moved from that spot, man, and got a different spot. I mean, I feel grateful to the players now because we had it bad. We had it bad.
Talk about how important the players union was during your era.
Well, see, I think it has gotten better over the years. Because we had I played during 3 strikes: 1982, 1985, and 1987. The NFL, the first one was 1982. I was with the Falcons, and the second one was in the USFL 85, and the league folded. So I'm about to sign a new contract, big contract, and this happens. So then I go to the Eagles, the 3rd strike. So you know what? After that, I decided to leave, man, because it wasn't fun anymore. And therefore, having a union, at that time, I really didn't know much about that part then until after the fact. The union played a big part in what's going on now. And there's a lot more, should I say, help for guys around the league because of that. And that's the most I can give you on that part, because union, they do a good job today.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff happens over the course of time. And if it wasn't for the union, a lot of guys wouldn't be getting some of the things they're getting now, as far as after they played. They fight for us, man. And I'll tell you right now, it's almost like when you done playing, you were done. That was it. But somebody went to bat for us, man, and I'm grateful that they're there. I really am. It's a big deal.
So I want to go back for a second. You talked about that the USFL folds right around the time you're about to get a big contract.
Yeah.
The first thought that comes into my mind is you leave the USFL where you're about to get paid to come to the Eagles, and Leonard Tost had a reputation.
Well, I tell you what, when I was leaving 85 in Arizona, I wasn't come to the Eagles yet. I was going to Tampa, because I had a coach that coached me in Oregon and also at Pasadena, my junior college, and he became a scout for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And also, my first coach who coached me in Atlanta, Leland Bennett, was a coach down there. So I'm going to go down there. I think it's going to be a good deal, right? Well, I injured my foot, the forefoot, the Achilles. I tore all that up, okay? And it was black and blue. And they released me while I was injured. And that I'll never forget, man. And the coach who coached me then, was my coach, my guy, he said, man, how come you didn't call me? Why you didn't say nothing to me, man? You could have talked to me. Then let me go. You want to tell me how come I didn't call you? But that part, man, it was ugly, man, because I wasn't expecting that to happen. So I ended up suing the Buccaneers. And after that, it's almost like I was being blackballed because, once you do that, it's like, stay away from that. But at the same time, I got an opportunity to go to the Eagles. And I was actually torn between the Eagles and the Washington Redskins that year because my best friend was getting married that weekend. We played against the, I guess it's the Green Bay, back in 87. And he was getting married. So I wanted to be in the wedding. But let me go to the wedding. He let me go to the wedding, do what I had to do, and come back. But yeah, the next day of practice, he made sure that I wasn't too overboard. But I tell you what, man, and what's so bad about the Redskins went to the Super Bowl that year. And the Eagles, we didn't win anything that year, okay? But my partner got divorced the next year. So I was hot, right? Oh man, that wasn't fun. But I tell you what, man, things happen for a reason. So it wasn't meant for me to have it.
So you lost out on a ring, and you got first year.
Yes,
well, we're glad you had the time here with the players you did.
So am I. It has brought me some life right now in what I do today. I go around the country speaking, talking to kids, talking to anybody that want to listen. Like I said, I never met a mic I didn't like, but at the same time, having a foothold with the Eagles, and when they're winning, I win. Because people want an Eagle player. Guess what? I'm here. Here I am. Let's go. And, I tell you what, man, I just had my knee replaced, and I had about 5 speaking engagements within the last couple of weeks, but I couldn't do it because of the surgery. So they didn't want me to fly. But I'm leaving next week. I'm going to Boston to go do a speaking engagement in Boston. So It's happening, man. They want eagle guys. Let's go.
I want to ask you about that. So you're somebody who has used your platform and given back. We'll talk about your community service efforts in a minute, but the NFL Alumni Association, you guys are launching the Tackling Obesity Challenge.
Yes.
It's about what it means for you to be able to work with the NFL Alumni Association and make a difference in the lives of other people like this.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you this. You know, all the years I played, I never had a problem losing weight or cutting down weight because that's what we did. You know, you go to eat everything, and all of a sudden, let me slow it down because I get excited. Let me break down. So you go out there, eat everything, and you go to work out and you burn that weight off. But you know, as you get older, that stove ain't that hot no more. So it don't come off so fast. Okay. And you know, you slow down a little bit. But at the same time, the reason why I'm excited about that, because before I started doing the tackling obesity and the NFL wellness program, I couldn't lose the weight. I'd be in the gym every day. But, you know, I know how to go to the gym and lift weights, get strong, and, you know, do all that stuff. But I didn't know how to go to the gym and work out in a way where you can cut weight and lose it and get cut. I didn't know how to do that. I just wanted to get big, okay? But when I joined the NFL wellness program and tackling obesity, I learned how to do things that I didn't know before. So here's what happened. I'm going to put it like this. I told a story once, and I said, everybody need a coach. Joe Namath needed a coach. Walter Payton needed a coach. Listen, the guy with all the Air Jordan, he needed a coach. So everybody needed a coach. So when you have a coach, you can learn more. And I learned some things that I didn't know before because no one ever showed me how to do that. But once I started listening to what was being said, now I can do this. So now, guess what? Now, because I've learned how to do it, I want to help somebody else. But you know, it's one thing to know something, but it's nothing to give it away, to help somebody else. Because sometimes you get things, I'm going to keep to myself. Nobody can have what I got. Man, I want to get this away because it's something that we all need to know. Okay? And today, the country we live in, probably the biggest country in the world as far as weight-wise on people, you know, because all the stuff is in the food. You got to read what you're looking at now and when you're eating. You got to read it. You got to look at it, make sure it says what it says. You know, I was watching something the other night, man, and you talk about being in the place to help somebody. Matter of fact, if you look at the dictionary under word help, this is what you're going to see. Picture my face. All I want to do is help, man, because, again, this is what I do. I mean, I'm still here. I've been through so many things in my life, man, that I can't shake a stick at half the stuff I can tell you. But at the same time, right now, that all I want to do is help somebody. So every other Tuesday, I have a call just for people that want to dive into tackling obesity. Every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock, every other Tuesday, I have a call. And I have people all around the country get on the call, just listen, okay? 1 week we talk about the water consumption. 1 week we talk about portion control. It's always something you need to know. And just because you're big, you lost some weight, you're small, you gained some weight, we all can learn something new. Because if you know everything, you can't learn nothing new.
You know, it is amazing that the NFL Alumni Association and you tackle these issues, that the Alumni Association, guys that are done with their football careers, are still giving back to society and still giving back when you don't need to give more. But you not only do this and are working on this initiative, but you're a former educator, author, advocate for fatherhood issues.
Yes.
How important is it to be able to use this platform, having been an athlete, to now give back more?
You know, that is a serious piece right there, man, because so many people think that, you know, you're a football player. That's all you did. All you did was play football. I'm more than football. I'm more than football, man. Football is not who I am. It's something that I did. It's not who I am. But because of that, you know, you can go into a school, any place you want to go to, and because you're a pro football player, everybody want to, who is he? Who are you talking to? Where's he coming from? Who is he? These happy kids ain't never seen me play. Don't know nothing about me. Their parents wasn't even born when I was playing. But at the same time, because you're a football player, you have a place you can go and talk to someone and they'll listen. And you know what? That by itself is something that I've been given to do. I'm supposed to do what I'm doing because I didn't play football just to play football. I played football to do the things I'm doing right now. Hear me now. I played football to do just what I'm doing now, helping somebody. You know, because somebody helped me one time. And like I said, I done been through it all. Ain't enough time to tell you the story, okay? But at the same time, I'm grateful that I have an opportunity to go places and share my story and share some, enlighten other people about what can happen when you do this, what can happen when you do that. Some of the things you're thinking about doing, I've done it already, but you ain't got to listen to me, but watch me. I ain't got to tell you anything, but just watch me. I'll show you the fact, okay? But it's an awesome responsibility to be able to do this, man. And I learned from other guys as well, man. You know, one of the stars that I talk to and I think about all the time is Billy White Shoes Johnson. You know, Billy White Shoes Johnson, man, with the Houston Oilers back in the day do the crazy leg dance. Well, Billy and I were friends with he played with the Falcons as well my first year. And the two years I was there, he played with the Falcons, and we lived in the same complex. We became friends. And I got married about 2 months ago, and Billy came to the wedding, man. I'm gonna tell you, that was exciting. That was because I made sure everybody knew this Billy White Shoes Johnson over here, man. You know, and those guys that you played with before you, and they got things to share about their lives and their stories. I just pick up what they did. I just picked up where they left off. Okay. And I'm like a bounty paper towel. I'm soaking it all up. And when I'm being squeezed, that's when you get all the information.
Look at you still working for endorsements.
Man,
Amen.
no matter who you are, everybody needs a coach.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's it mean to you when somebody realizes that you're there for them, that you're not just a football player, that you're a man in front of them trying to help them with their life? What does that mean to you?
Well, you know, when I'm gonna go back to a little piece in my life, okay? And it has nothing to do with the football or the obesity. It's just my life, okay? I've been through multiple programs when it comes to drugs and alcohol. Right now, matter of fact, the last year or so, I've been working at a hospital. It's a drug and alcohol mental facility, okay? And I'm gonna tell you something. That place is no joke. And I'm not doing it for the money. I promise you that. I'm not doing it for the money. But the fact that I go there every day, I'm excited about going to my job because I got something to do. I got somebody to help today because they come in there jacked up, messed up. And you know what? I don't treat them like garbage. I treat them like I am. I treat them like I want to be treated because that was me at one time. I understand it. So somebody said, how come you always like that? Because you have no idea. The best person to tell you about something is someone who's been through it. Don't tell me how to get downtown if you ain't never been downtown. What's the best way to go? Oh, go this way and that way. No, that ain't the best way. That's the best way for you. But listen, I've been through more stuff than they can imagine. And I shared my story with them, and they're like, oh, man, I didn't know that, man. I know most people don't because they're not going to tell you where they've been. They're not going to tell you what they had to go through to get where they are. So somebody said, man, Reg, you've been through a lot. I've been through a lot, but it's for a reason and a purpose. See, I'm going to tell you this. When my destiny and my purpose came together, it exploded. I'm excited about that, man, because destiny and purpose, they like this. It's a stronger unit, man. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm like Michael Jackson when it comes to being on stage.
You got the moves.
I ain't never been in my game like, man. I love it. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you, man, when you help people, it's like if you on the East Coast when it snows. And you know, when it snows outside, there's a whole lot of snow. Everybody come together to help everybody dig out of snow. But it's more love around when you got to help somebody else. I don't know. It's like a warm, fuzzy feeling almost, right? I do it just because it feels good. I like what I do because I do it. Okay. My mother was a healthcare professional. Okay. And it just fell on me because that's what I do. At the same time, there's a plan. And the plan is not your plan. The plan's for somebody else. The things I went through are not for me. They're for me to help somebody else with that. Well, I got that. I understand that. Okay. I'm grateful. I played not because I wanted to play 15, 20 years. I played because I said I wanted to play when I was a kid. I wanted to play football. I wanted to play pros. And you know what? I did. But in high school, I hurt my back. They said I couldn't play no more sports for the rest of my life. But that's what they said. They forgot to ask me. I was told that I was going to do just what I wanted to do. If you want to do it, you can do it. Anything. Nothing impossible.
Well, you as an Eagles alumni and an Eagles fan, you now see a quarterback who's told he couldn't do it plenty of times, and he's doing quite fine.
Amen.
What are your thoughts on this Eagles team, this Eagles quarterback, and can they win the Super Bowl this year?
Man, listen, I was there last year. I was there. I'm back this year. I'm already there. Okay, because we're going. Okay, listen, every week, and we've all seen that. Any given Sunday, Monday or Thursday, anybody can be beaten. Anybody.
Especially Thursday.
Yeah, that's what happened, right? But anybody can be beaten, man. But I tell you this, there are things that the Eagles are doing that nobody else can do. I ain't talking about Patrick Mahomes. I like Patrick Mahomes, but I like Jalen Hurts. I like the Eagles. Okay. Somebody said, "Who's your favorite team?" The team that pays me. That's my favorite team, man. No, team that pays me. Actually, since I retired from the Eagles, it's part of what it's still coming in. Doing that pension thing. So if someone says Eagle stuff, I'm right there.
Well, look, we hope that you're there at the Super Bowl this year.
I'll be there.
If that happens, we'll definitely reach back out to you again to talk about it during the run of that.
Yes, that'd be great.
More important than what you did on the field, thank you for what you're doing off the field, because the
thank you
on people is more than any yards you'll ever accumulate. And thanks for giving us some time to talk about it. Well, we wish you the best of luck continuing to do it.
Yes, sir. Man, I appreciate y'all, man.